Okay, well, welcome to this week's Alertus Power Lunch, optimizing your Alertus and AlertAware integration for maximum efficiency. So my name is Brooke, and I'm a trainer here at Alertus. We're also joined by Sarah, who is going to be leading today's session. And in this session, we will explore how to configure your Alertus preset alerts to also deliver alert messages to your desired mobile endpoints in AlertAware. We'll also discuss how custom event triggers can be leveraged to initiate an Alertus preset alert when an incident report is submitted via the AlertAware app as well. So this is an interactive session, so please feel free to ask any questions using the QA feature or the chat. And please be aware that the session is being recorded for training purposes. All right, Sarah, throwing it over to you to get started.
So, sounds good. Thank you, Brooke. I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can take a look at my Alertus console together. And just like Brooke mentioned, we will start by taking a look at how I have my Alertus system integrated with AlertAware so that whenever I do send an alert out in my Alertus system, I know that it will also go to the desired mobile endpoints in AlertAware. So to set that up, I'm going to start with an example. I'm going to activate one of my Alertus preset alerts that also has been set up to target AlertAware as well. So I'm going to send that alert out from the preset activation page in this Alertus console here. I'm going to imagine there is a fire next to me in building one. And if there was a fire, I know I can come in here, select the appropriate preset alert from my quick access menu. If you don't see what you need in your quick access menu, of course, you can also click the drop down up here to see all of your different preset alerts and select the one that you do want to send. But once you select your preset alert, I can see the message populated here that I could still further edit if needed. And then I'm able to hit continue to see this confirmation page before I finally do send it out. So I can see in this preset alert in Alertus, I'm using these Alertus delivery methods in orange up here. So I can see that this would go out to all of my desktops, my text-to-speech speakers, my HPSA outdoor speakers, and my alert beacons that are in my building one group. And then I can also see the total number of Alertus devices that are online, as well as how many in total I'm targeting. And then for AlertAware, since AlertAware is technically an integration, I can see the AlertAware information in this integration recipient section. So since this is for a fire in building one, I have it sent up to use this AlertAware one-touch activation alert service that will send that message out to just my building one group in AlertAware. So I can see that here. I'm going to go ahead and click send to send that alert out in Alertus. So now we will see the active alert in the Alertus console here. I can see the desktop alert popping up on my desktop as well that I can acknowledge. And then I'm going to go ahead and just pull my phone onto the screen here to confirm that I did also get the push notification through AlertAware. I can see that it came in now and it has that same fire evacuation order message for building one. I'm able to click on that AlertAware push notification to open it, and then it will take me to the AlertAware app where I can leave a comment if I want, and then I can also hit confirm to let my AlertAware admin know that I have seen and read that message. So now that we've sent that alert out, I'm going to go ahead and cancel it in the Alertus system, and then we'll take a look at how I have that configured. So to set up my preset alerts, I created them under the configure system section from this preset alerts tab here. This is where I'm able to build out all of those preset alerts that I have ready to send really quickly during an emergency. And I sent this one here for a fire in building one. And I can see all of these delivery methods listed here. And I can also click the edit pencil icon to make any changes. But here I can see the message that I sent out. And then I can also see the delivery methods that I'm using. So I can confirm that I'm pulling in that building one Alertus message alert service. Having an AlertAware alert service in your Alertus preset alerts is what lets you send that information over to AlertAware. Then I can also see I'm targeting my building one group here. This recipient section determines which of your Alertus devices you're activating. So any of these orange alert services are my native Alertus devices that I have put into a building one group here. But the group for AlertAware is actually built into the alert service. So I will show you how I set up that building one Alertus message alert service. I created that from the Alert Services tab here. You can click Add Alert Service to add a new one, and then you can also edit existing ones from this page. So I'm just going to click Edit for that Building 1 Alertus Message Alert Service to show you how I have that set up. So I'm using the AlertAware one-touch activation alert service type. There are a few options for AlertAware alert services, and we'll talk through the custom activation next. But for the AlertAware one-touch activation alert service, this will let you give it a name and a description if you'd like. And then for the alert service settings, you're basically just able to select which AlertAware one-touch activation that you also want to activate when this alert service is used. And these one-touch activations are basically like preset alerts that you've built out in AlertAware. So I've said that whenever I use this building one Alertus message alert service, I'm going to send out this building one alert one-touch activation in AlertAware at the same time. And to see this building one alert one-touch activation, I created that in AlertAware. So I'm just going to pop over here to the AlertAware portal, and I'm going to click on one touch to see all of those one touch activations that I have built out. And the building one alert is this one here. And I can click edit to show you the settings. So this is where I gave it a name. I know this is for my building one. And then since I know that I'm always using Alertus as my primary point of activation, instead of typing out a custom message directly in AlertAware, I'm able to use this prompt. I just hit insert prompt and then selected Alertus message. And that Alertus message prompt basically just means that I'm going to automatically pull in whatever message I am sending in my Alertus preset alert to this notification content section. So that's how, when I used this one-touch activation in that preset alert service, I was able to just automatically pull in that fire evacuation order message that I sent in that preset alert. And then you are also able to specify recipients here. Since this is for a building one alert, I just decided to target my building one group in AlertAware, but you could also select multiple groups if you'd like, or you could just select all to target everyone, or you can even just pick individual users if you'd like to do that as well. And then once you select your recipients, you can also set the events and duration here. This duration value is just how long the alert would show up as an active alert in your AlertAware system. And then the final setting here for this one-touch activation is the delivery methods that you're using. So since I'm activating this from Alertus, I want it to just send out a push notification in AlertAware. So I just have push notification selected. And then you are also able to click the drop down here to customize the push notification settings. So right now I'm just using my default phone behavior, but maybe I could update this if I wanted it to play a particular beep or chime to really get someone's attention. I could change that. And then you can also designate this alert as a critical alert here. And basically that just means if you have this box checked and it's a critical alert, then even if your end users have their phones muted or on silent, they will still, as long as they've opted in to receive critical alerts, still get that audible tone coming in whenever that push notification is sent to them. So maybe I'll go ahead and save this. And that's how I had that one touch built out. But like we saw in Alertus, there are also some other options for AlertAware alert services. So I thought we would take a look at another option for the AlertAware custom activation alert service. So maybe we'll use this one to create an AlertAware alert service that will target my building 2 group this time. So I'm going to click the drop down here and pull in my AlertAware custom activation alert service. And I'm going to give it a name. Maybe I'll call it Escalum Building 2 Alert. And then because I picked the custom activation AlertAware alert service, instead of having to build out a whole separate one-touch activation in the AlertAware portal, I'm able to just specify the settings directly from my Alertus console. So I can give it a title. This will be the title of the AlertAware notification. Maybe I'm just going to call it Building 2 Alert. And then I'm able to pick the groups that I want to target. So since I have my systems integrated, I'm able to click this drop down and see all of the groups that I have set up in my AlertAware system. So since this is for a Building 2 alert, I'm just going to pick my Building 2 group in AlertAware. Again, you could also pick multiple groups if you'd like. And then I'm going to select the delivery methods that I'd like to use. I'm just going to stick with a push notification again for this example. You can also decide here if you want to show or hide the comment box. If you know you're not going to be checking the comments, I recommend turning it off. And then you can even include an attachment URL if you want to include a file with, say, an evacuation map or something like that. You could pull in that URL. And then you can also specify the alert tone. Again, maybe instead of the default phone behavior, I want to play a particular chime. And you can preview any of those tones by clicking that speaker icon. And then maybe I do also want to designate it as a critical alert to make sure that even if someone's phone is muted, they will still get that audible tone coming in. So I think that this looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click Add to add that alert service to the system. So now I should see it showing up on this page here. I called it Escalum Building 2 Alert. And then now that I have this created, it will basically just send whatever message I have in my Alertus alert out to that Building 2 group in AlertAware. So as an example, I want to pull it into another preset alert. Maybe instead of sending that one out for fire in Building 1 that we already sent, we can make one now for a fire in Building 2 using that new alert service we just created. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add Preset Alert to add in a new preset alert here, and I'm going to name it Escalum Fire Building 2. You could give it a description if you'd like. I'm just going to pick my fire preset type for my formatting here. And then I'm going to pull in my same fire evacuation order message, but this time I'll say due to a fire in Building 2 to give some more information. And then this duration and priority is for the Alertus alert. I'm just going to leave it with 30 minutes on the highest priority. I think that looks good for a fire evacuation. And maybe for my alert services, I might want to send this out to my desktop, maybe with the default settings, that full screen takeover. And then I also want to send it to AlertAware. So I'm going to pull in that Building 2 alert service that we created so that it will send out this message to my users in that Building 2 group in AlertAware. And then I still need to pick a group for my desktops. Since this is for a fire in Building 2, I'm just going to pick my Building 2 group. And then once you're ready, you'll go ahead and click Add to add that preset alert to your system. And then we'll be able to see it in the list here, probably on the second page. There it is. And I can click the star to add it to my quick access menu. And then I'm also able to come back to the preset activation page and select it, hit continue. And then again, I can see the confirmation. I'm using this Alertus delivery method, so I'm targeting just my desktops this time in my Building 2 group. And then I can also see my integration recipients. So I can see that I'm using that building 2 AlertAware alert service that we created. So I'll go ahead and send this one as well. So we can see the active alert in the system. We should get the desktop alert momentarily, and then we'll also get the alert on my phone. Hopefully you heard that little chime when the critical alert came in. Here's the desktop alert. And my phone went to sleep, so it's not being screen shared anymore, but hopefully you can see I got the critical alert push notification from AlertAware on my phone. I also have my phone in the building 2 group, just so I can show the incoming alert for this example as well. And then I can also go ahead and just cancel the alert in Alertus. Whenever the situation is over, that will go ahead and close that desktop notification from any other desktops that hadn't been acknowledged yet. So that was a rundown on how to make sure you have the appropriate alert service in your preset alerts to make sure that you're able to target the appropriate AlertAware groups that you do want to send out push notifications to. And I'm just going to bring my phone back on the screen quickly so that we can take a look at another really helpful feature when you do have AlertAware and Alertus integrated, specifically for incident reporting. So the way I have my system set up, it allows me to get a Alertus desktop alert coming in whenever someone does report an incident in the AlertAware app. So I want to demonstrate how that works, and then we'll also take a look at the configuration piece for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and report an example incident from the AlertAware app. We did recently add the ability to customize the types of incidents and emergencies that are available. So you can see on my AlertAware system, I don't have the report emergency button. That would just function as like a one-click panic button. I only have the report incident option. So when people report something, they will have to fill out some extra information about it. And then you can also now customize the types of incidents that are available. Like I created this one just as a test, and I can scroll through all of the options here. Maybe for this example, I will just report, let's see, maybe a natural disaster. And then maybe I can see for my message, maybe I'll say I see a tornado. And then you can see, because I have location services turned on for the AlertAware app, I do automatically have my location pulled in. And then I do also have the option to pull in an image here. I could either just choose one from the gallery, or I could go ahead and just take one with my camera. And I'm actually working from home today, so maybe I will just take a quick picture of my dog that's sitting next to me so that I can use that as an example. Obviously, he's not a tornado, but this is just for an example. So now I believe my phone disconnected again, so I apologize for that. But I do have all of that incident information filled out on my phone. So I will be able to go ahead and report the incident. I'll just show you this way. I did add that picture of Dakota. So I'm going to go ahead and click report on my phone. There it is, showing back up. And then I have reported that incident successfully. So you'll notice I now also see this active alert in the Alertus system. So I should momentarily get a desktop alert popping up with some information about that incident that was reported.
A natural disasters
There it is.
incident has been reported by Sarah Reader. Incident description: I see a tornado. Address: unknown address, phone number plus 477,168,600.
And I'll go ahead and acknowledge that. So as you can see, just because I'm working from home, I clicked off my location, but it would be able to pull in the exact address. And then I did also have the information in there about the incident description, the incident type. I even had my phone number available as well. So that will give your emergency responders all of that information as soon as possible as a desktop alert that they can then acknowledge and then go investigate further. I'm going to go ahead and just close the active alert from my Alertus system here and then show you quickly how I did set up that integration. So one thing that you'll want to make sure you have set up in AlertAware under your settings is you do want to manage your Alertus integration. You can see all of the settings here, but you'll just want to make sure that for your Alertus integration, you are sending all of your incident reports over to Alertus. And with the new update to the incident and emergency reporting features, you're even able to specify which types of incidents you do want to send over to Alertus. So you can decide which ones you do want to send over there and which ones you do just want to keep in the AlertAware system. But if you are sending that incident information over to Alertus, then in your Alertus system, whenever someone does report an emergency or an incident in the AlertAware app, you will have an event showing up in your event dashboard with information about that report. So here you can see this mobile panic button press. This is when I just reported that incident for the natural disaster. I can see that this is myself. I have the phone number and email here in the description. I can also see the date, and then I'm able to see the processing details on the right-hand side here, so I can see exactly what action or what alert my Alertus server sent out in response to that incident report coming in. And then I can even click the magnifying glass to view additional details of the event. So once this does load here, we'll be able to see all of the information that's coming into the Alertus system from AlertAware. So again, if I had my location enabled, you'd be able to see the exact location I was when I pressed that button. And then I'm also able to see this picture here that I just took of my dog. Now it's really big on the screen, but you'll be able to see whatever image someone submits here. So there is a lot of good information. You're also able, again, from this page to see the phone numbers. You can even see the sender's profile picture if they have one in the AlertAware app. So this is a lot of good information. And then I was able to use that event information to create a custom event trigger with alert ID 31 in this example. And this custom event trigger is how I told my Alertus system what I want it to do whenever an incident report comes in. So I just clicked the link in the event dashboard to be taken directly to this custom event trigger, but you can also access your custom event triggers under the configure system section if you click on custom event triggers. And this is the one that I have created for an AlertAware incident report. I have it enabled so it's turned on, and then I also have stop processing turned on so that if an event comes in that meets this criteria and an alert is sent out, I don't want my system to keep looking for other things to do. And then for your event source, it's going to be a panic button activation from mobile, since it's from the AlertAware mobile app. And then for AlertAware, the client name is always going to equal AlertAware mobile panic, and the computer name is going to equal AlertAware mobile. So these criteria would apply to any AlertAware incident report if you just want to keep it pretty vague. But then you can also get really specific about this specific incident information. So for example, I have it in the criteria that the incident report needs to come from my account with my email address as the logged in user, just so that it will send out the incident report to just my computer, since Brooke also does trainings here, so I don't want to always send out an incident report pop up to her computer just whenever I'm doing a training. So you could get it specific to each user if you wanted. But another one that would be really helpful is that you're able to add criteria for the specific incident type. So you can pick the incident type, contains or equals something specific. So in my example, if I take a look back at this event dashboard, I can see that my incident type was coming in as a natural disaster. That's what I selected on the AlertAware app. So you could have a specific custom event trigger for maybe just natural disasters. That's different from the alert that's sent out if someone reports, say, an active shooter or a different event type. And I'm just going to come back to that custom event trigger to show the final step here would be the actions. So once you have the criteria set up the way that you want, this is where you get to specify exactly what happens when that criteria is met. So I've said if I report an incident in AlertAware, I'm going to send this preset alert that I created for my AlertAware incident reports. And I can click edit to be taken directly to the preset alert to see how I have it set up. But basically in my message here, I was able to use these variables to pull in specific information that relates to that incident. So I pulled in the incident type, the name of the sender, the description. All of these are variables that I added by clicking this variable button. The event source again was a panic button activation from mobile. And then I'm able to pull in any of these different variables. So for example, I could pull in the address of the incident. I could also pull in the latitude and longitude values. I could pull in the name sender like I did here or the phone number. So this is how you're able to communicate all of that information specific to the incident report directly in your preset alert. And then this goes the same as any other preset alert. You're able to specify the duration. You're able to choose your delivery methods. So I have this just going out to my desktops with that default full screen pop-up. And then you're also able to specify recipients. Again, I just have it going out to my building one group as an example, since I know that all of my devices are in my building one group. But for example, if you had, say, a security group set up or a police group, you could have it just go directly to the security team or whoever you do want to get those incoming notifications to their desktops. But that was everything that I had planned to walk through. I know that was a quick overview of how to get all of that set up, but I did want to save a few moments for questions. If there are any questions in the chat, or if you have any questions now, please feel free to add them in there.
Yeah, Sarah, we do have a question in the Q&A box. In order to receive the alerts, do you have to have the app or can you send alerts directly via text message or phone call?
For AlertAware, if you are migrating from the old Alertus mobile recipient app, then you will be set up to be able to send push notifications. But AlertAware can do more than just push notifications. If I go into the One Touch as an example, when I do go down into the delivery methods section here, AlertAware does also have the option to pull in or to send an SMS text alert, a voice call, or an email. And to get all three of those, you don't actually need to have the AlertAware app downloaded on your phone. You can add people as a recipient and still send them texts, voice calls, and emails without them having to have the app downloaded. The app is just what they need to get push notifications, since those push notifications are coming through the app. And I believe it is an additional license to add those other modalities if you're currently just using push notifications, but that's definitely something that your account manager can provide more information about if you want to reach out to them to get some more information and get a demo scheduled to see exactly how that would work.
Great. Thank you, Sarah.
Awesome.
Awesome. I don't see any other questions. So I'm going to put in the chat a knowledge base article that you can reference around the Alertus and AlertAware integration. That will be really handy for you. In addition, next week we have another power lunch around mastering the 3 levels of testing. So I'm going to put that in the chat as well if you would like to register. And also we are going to be, we added a new survey feature into Zoom. So as soon as we end the call today, you are going to be asked to complete a survey around this training, and any other future power lunches that you want to see. So please, take the time to do that feedback if you can. We really do appreciate it, and it is really helpful for us as we continue providing these power lunches for you every Friday. So thank you again for your time today, and I hope you have a good weekend.